best podcast in Long Beach, California. This is Tacos and Workouts.
What it is. Podcast.
Order Holmes, it's me, Little Hater. Welcome to the best podcast in Long Beach. We have Richard Villa with us. You've seen him on the Netflix. You've seen him on the Comedy Central. You've seen him passing you on the freeway, flipping you off because you're driving too slow, Doc. Tell him who you is.
Hello, man. How's it, everybody going? Hi, it's Richard Villa, and for some reason, I find myself here with you. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I love it, though. I love it. It is beautiful, though. Something about Long Beach. I've always been a big fan of Long Beach. The area, everything, man. I lived here for the beginning of my comedy career. I lived here in Long Beach, man. These were my stomping grounds. Yeah, Pine Street, all that stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's. I love Long Beach, dog. I don't know, like before I moved into Long Beach, dog, I was like, nah, I'll never live in Long Beach. But Sas, it got me, dog, and here I am, dog, loving life, dog.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they haven't arrested us or anything, bro. I'm like, can we do this here, bro?
Hey, dog, I don't know if they let you know, but I'm Little Hater. I do whatever I want, dog.
Little Hater, you can do whatever you want?
I do whatever I want, dog.
All right, Little Hater. My mom, if I get arrested, ask for Little Hater, the Little Hater crime. That's where they got me. Go ahead, bro.
Come on, dog. Out of all people, you should know, dog.
I know.
About living life dangerously, carnal.
That's why I got to look 5 steps ahead, bro. Living in the streets will teach you that shit, man.
You gotta be watching out, dog.
Your head on the swivel, baby. This is Long Beach.
hey, man, you know what, Doc? A lot of people don't know, Doc. But I invited you, Doc, for one simple question. Where's it at, Doc?
Where's it at?
Yeah, where's it at, Doc?
La lavadita?
Yeah, that's right, Doc. That's right.
Years ago, bro. Years ago.
You were the Pablo Escobar at 10 years old, Doc.
At 10 years old, bro, my dad was having us run a small business in Compton called selling crack and cocaine. And it's weird. A lot of people ask me, dude, did you really sell crack? Yeah, man. Like, it was a hustle. My dad was one of those guys, bro. My dad could skin a cat 14 different ways. And when he found out he can crack cocaine and he can mix it up, my mom can cook it, I can translate it, my uncle can promote it. Bro, he was all about it. He was like, this is going to be a great business. And we started selling crack.
Hey, Doc, they could make a movie of your life, carnal.
It would be the Wonder Years on crack. That's what I would, because I had a love interest. Keisha was my neighbor, and even though I sold crack to her dad, there was still love there. You know what I mean? And I understood like what was going on. And Keisha was 13, and at the age I was like 11, 12 when I started. Like, you know, you fall in love as a kid, and she was a beautiful girl, and I remember one day her dad and my uncle were arguing, and they saw us playing together, and my uncle said, ooh, she gonna get a little Mexican in there, and her dad got mad. He said, Keisha, I'll give you $1 if you beat him up. Keisha beat the hell out of me, bro. Dude, she beat the shit out of me, bro. I was like, oh, dude, I would have gave her $5 if she would have kissed me, man.
She
broke my heart, bro. She beat the shit out of me for $1. She didn't know I liked her. You know what I mean? I get it. $1's $1 back then, and you know she was 13.
So not only were you like a drug dealer, but you were also like a prize fighter, and you didn't even know it.
Nah, I wouldn't call myself a prize fighter because I lost, and that wasn't the first time Keisha kicked my ass. It was a couple of times. But I gave it a good try. I got a few licks on her shoe once I fell. Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's why I'm traumatized now, man. Any girl named Keisha.
Hey, Dad, because women be breaking our hearts all the time, Dad.
Bro, I hope that was the only thing she did was break my heart. It broke my arm, nah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
So how is it that your pop started and you started doing the business, Dad?
The whole business started because, you know, out of necessity, my dad was out of work, didn't have papers, and he just an opportunity fell on his lap. And I'm not going to tell you that my dad was an angel. It's not like, oh shit, it's a beautiful story, we came out of nothing. No, my dad was just a hustler, bro, and this was just another hustle. But instead of getting people that he couldn't trust, he got people he could beat up. So he got his kids. So he's like, all right, fuck it, my kids, they're my employees. Like any small business, you start with the kids. Cooking the crack was the tricky part that my uncle had to teach us how to do. But once my mom got the hang of it, bro, it was like making cookies, except you can lick the spoon at the end. That's all. But I talk about it so freely, and people go, why do you talk about it? Well, first of all, everybody's dead now, so nobody's going to jail. Second of all, it really didn't bother me because when you live in that type of environment, when your family sells crack, it is what it is, bro. It's the family business. You don't see it as a bad thing because your mom and dad say it's okay. They just tell you to shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. You know what I mean? So you grew up like any other kid, man. My dad still spanked me, gave me I took some of my allowance. You know, because you start skimming off the top, bro. When you sell crack, so much money, things are being moved around. Dad doesn't know anymore. But, you know, I did pinch.
He's not going to notice this 20s guy.
No, bro. It was always a little bit. You take out, you skim off the top, as we say in the business. So as a young kid, I was carrying $300 with me, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I was balling as a 10-year-old. I could buy other kids shit. I was the shit.
Damn, dog. It's beautiful, dog. You know, to think that you were balling as a kid. But what are you doing now, dog? You know?
Well, now I'm doing comedy. Now I'm doing another type of hustle. And that's what I tell people. I think that's what my dad gave me. My dad gave me the ability of hustling. Because he could hustle, man. If for some reason your parents fixed their paperwork in the 80s, it's because my dad gave you a fake carta, una carta que te decían, you got a letter from the government saying that you've been here for so many years. So he will falsificating those documents, and he would get everybody papers, bro. And he was making a ton of money. And I asked my mom, why is it, man? My dad being such a big hustler, the guy that could fucking move and just generate money. This motherfucker generated money like crazy. Why wasn't we rich? And my mom said, because he was stupid. I said, what? He says, Mom, I'm just writing down the amount of money my dad would generate a month in the 80s. And you're telling me he kept nothing? Nope. Everything went to bitches and money and fucking spending and fucking, he had 2 families. You have a brother your age. You have a sister your other brother's age. Your dad fucking was stupid.
Damn,
I was like, damn. But he could hustle, bro. He could. I don't know if it was the fact that he knew he was spending it so fast that he needed to generate it again. But imagine if we would have gave my dad an education. That motherfucker would have found a hustle where all he needs is a microphone and convince people to come here and hear him talk and charge him $25. No inventory, no nothing, bro. Everything is in here. You just show up. As a matter of fact, you don't even bring a mic. The mic is waiting for you. And you're still charging everybody $25 and you go home.
Damn, dog.
Now that's the ultimate drug. That's the ultimate hustle, comedy. This is what my dad taught me. My dad said, no inventory, motherfucker. Keep it all here and walk out with nothing, bro. And you took all the money. That's the biggest hustle. So making people laugh, bro.
Hey, you went from slanging coke to
slanging jokes.
Comedy. Yeah.
Slanging coke to slanging jokes.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, it's the same euphoria that you're gonna feel with the fucking drugs. You feel it with us. A full hour of comedy. You're like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. It's just a different kind of good feeling I'm giving. That's all.
Yeah, because people like to feel good, man. It's like when you make somebody feels good, it's like laughing, and then you laugh. It's almost like a drug itself, dog.
Exactly. That's what we're selling today, bro. Some people don't like the drug. Not everybody's gonna like cocaine. Not everybody's gonna like weed. Hey, you don't like me? You don't like me. I get it. Go get a fucking Bud Light. I get it. You're a Bud Light guy.
So how'd you start your comedy career, though?
How did I start my comedy career? I had to become an engineer first to become a comic. So I'm working in Irvine, working as a comedian, and working as an engineer. And one night there was an open mic at the Irvine Improv. We went in, we tried it, and then I got the niche. And the very next show, I got to see the Que Locos tour in Riverside. And when I saw that, I walked into that theater and I saw Felipe, Willie Barcena, Gabriel Iglesias, Mike Robles, and Armando Cosillo. And afterwards, they were really nice. They were all talking to all the fans. And then Armando Cosillo says, hey, we do a show in Tortillas if you really want to be a comic. Bro, that was it. Tortillas was the first spot. Willie was hosting it. I didn't know that he was going to be hosting it. I was losing my mind. And I went up for the first time at Tortillas, bro. And people that know comedy, they know Tortillas, they know it's the legendary spot. You would go there to eat shit. Like, I'm not going to tell you that I killed. I ate shit, bro, every time.
And where was this tortilla spot at?
In Montebello. See? Yeah, Montebello. I think it was Montebello. Yeah. I forgot, man. It was such a long time. And they changed its name every other fucking
I just found out who Willie Persona is, dog.
You just found out?
Yeah, dog. You know, cause like, dog, I'm a dumb vato, dog. You know, I don't pay attention to names very well and stuff like that. And as you know, so I grew up as a poor vato, dog. So
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, dog. No, you got money, dog. You have money, dog.
No, this is the thing with my dad. With my dad, it was always we had money. But it was like, no, we can't show it. But motherfucker, you drinking it all. You're snorting it all. You're fucking bitches. That's why we can't show it off.
You're like, hey, save some for me for
yeah,
later,
bro,
dog.
why do you think I kept skimming off the top?
Save some for me for later, dog.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna want to be doing that stuff, dog.
The only generational wealth my dad gave me was diabetes. That's all he left behind. He said, here you go, amigo. You can have that. That and then a stolen TV from the riots in '92. That's all I had. That's my generational wealth.
Yeah, man. So I recently found out about Willie Persona, dog, because I didn't watch TVs that much because it was always like I can't watch, you know, like these shows because that is like Telemundo, 34, you know, so I couldn't watch it. But now, like that I'm doing like more of the comedies, I'm finding out who everybody is, dog. And I know a lot of but sometimes the people that I know now, people don't know them, dog. So I think that I like to invite like interesting firme people who are talented people on my show, and that's why I want to be like, hey, you know what? They gotta come on my shows, dog. That's why I invited you, dog.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you. I hope you never lose those glasses because you're screwed. Where the hell are you gonna get another mustache like that?
Hey, dog. You know me, dog. I'm a little hater. I always got something on my sleeve, carnal. I figured it out, dog. I always figured it out. Yeah, dog. So you started doing your comedies with them, and then was it easy when you started doing your comedies, or people were not like giving you the time of day, or what's up, dog?
No, like anything else, bro. You in the beginning you suck. Nobody's gonna really support you because they don't really know you, and nobody wants to take a risk. And really, the guys that I was around with, they were trying to figure it out. So for me to ask them, hey, can you help me? They're like, well, who's gonna help me if I help you? So it was that type of situation. So at the end of the day, you know what? Like I tell you, man, my dad instilled that in us where, okay, it's not this way, then let me create this way. And then I'm going to go this way. And right away, a month into my comedy career that I decided, it was right after my first show, I said, you know what, I'm going to go get this bowling alley. I'm going to start producing my own show. I'm not going to wait for somebody to book me. I'm going to book myself. And that's it, bro. I did that. I booked myself and I put on a show and I went out instead of asking for work. And 1 month into comedy, instead of asking for work, I came in going, who would like to get booked? And now the phone numbers came. Because I remember when I first went out to get booked, I would say, well, can I have your phone number and I can call you? Maybe we can hang out. Nobody would give me their number. But then I figured out if I put on my own show, they're all going to want to give me their number because they're all looking for work. So I had to become that person just to have a place to perform.
You got to be the man to be the man, dog.
And I don't want to be the man. I want somebody else to do the work, but nobody wanted to do it. So I had to do it. And I said, okay, fuck it, I'll do it. But what that led me to do is once you're the guy creating the moves or making the moves, nobody can stop you because nobody knows you're creating the path. That's also what I learned as a young comedian. I was like, okay, as long as I create my own path, nobody can stop what you're doing. Nobody knew I was going to book that bowling alley, so they couldn't stop me.
So you started with the bowling alleys, and then you started like producing other shows in different places.
Yeah, and then it just that opened my eyes to going, okay, I have to create my own path. I have to create my own way, and so I started doing a bar in Linwood, and Jeff Garcia shows up, and it's packed to the gills. He's like, "Who packed it out?" I said, "Me." How? I told people, "Come see me," and they just keep coming. He's like, "Why don't you take this to the Hollywood Improv?" So 3 years into my career, he sends me into the Hollywood Improv, and that's it, man. We blew up. Refright started, and all of a sudden, man, we were selling out every Friday night. It became one of the hottest fucking nights, dude, for 10 years straight, dude.
But for those people that don't know, like, what's Refright means?
Refright comedy is the name I gave that night because and people always say, oh, that's refried beans. No. If you read a little bit into history, I always wanted to do Spanish comedy. That's always been my first initial passion. I just didn't know where nor how. So my comedy, I always knew I was going to do it in Spanish. And in Mexico, when you did a song in Spanish, that it was an English song, they called it refrito. Esa canción refrita. Esa está en inglés y tú la hiciste en español. Esa refrita. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope, dude. So I got the name, and I said, because my vision of the Refry show was always to make it a full bilingual show where it was Spanish and English comedy. So I would always do Spanish comedy there. I would always invite comedians that just did Spanish comedy, Peluche, and all those guys. I kept impulsing that into my audience so they understood there is Spanish comedy, guys. This is not just English. So I started doing that with the Refried show, and that's really why I called it the Refried show, because you didn't know what you were going to get in Spanish or English, or if it was going to be an English joke that I do now in Spanish. So de ahí sale el nombre. That's where the name comes from. But everybody said, oh, it's the Refried Bean Show. Call it whatever the hell you want. I'm calling it Refried. And there was a lot of people that were opposed to that name. A lot of people told me, don't call it Refried. I said,
why Doug? Like what's wrong
the
with
stigma? They said, oh, it's a beaner show. It's a Latino show. So I was like, I don't care, man. I like it. The refry, the concept behind it, the fact that I know that story, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good story. That's who I am. I'm a little bit of both. And you get a little taste of both. I'm like, nah, that's me. Fuck you guys. I'm still keeping it. And till this day, there's clubs that don't want the show. They say, I don't want you to come in here and call it Refried. Call it Richard Villa, call it whatever you want, but don't call it Refried. And I said, okay, but I don't care. I won't do it here. I'll do it somewhere else. And it grew. I mean, the show, Refried, grew to a huge success. And it went from coast to coast. I mean, we had Refried shows in New York, in Colorado, in Chicago, and all over Texas. So in Las Vegas. So we had Refried shows everywhere. It was just too much. I was like, Refried became bigger than Richard Villa.
Which is a good thing, I would imagine.
No, it's the worst thing.
Why?
Because it's a name, it's a brand, and you have to continue to keep growing it. But Refried was a group of people. It's a band.
Oh,
Richard Villa is Richard Villa. Refried, it started creating its own identity, and it became like SNL. But the players can come in and out. Yeah, but I can't take Refried with me. You understand? People that were going to the Refried shows wouldn't necessarily come for me anymore, because the lineups were so huge. They just went because the show itself was so successful and popular. Ron White is a perfect example, bro. He comes in with Alex Raimundo, one of the Lions and Kings of Comedy. They show up that Friday night. It's packed to the gills. Ron White goes up and just bombs in front of all these Latinos. They all speak English. This is not a Spanish show. These are all American people. By the way, let me make it clear. The Refresh show was all in English. Everybody that came in spoke English. They bought their ticket in English. Everything was in English. Ron White goes up on stage and just doesn't connect. They just don't get it. They look at it as sarcasm. They look at it as cockiness. They don't like it. And they just didn't laugh. He gets off. Alex Raimundo goes up there and destroys. And of course they connect and they relate. But that's what the manager told me. That's why they come here, because they don't know Ron White. So right now he found out that those jokes he just did are not universal. Those jokes will not work in the West Coast. Those jokes will not work on your Netflix, because your Netflix has to reflect the world. Your Netflix has to reflect America. So they would go there and they would test their stuff. Who else? Chris Rock. Chris Rock, when he was doing the Oscars, I remember he would stop by and work out his material there, and then he would go to the store, but he did it to everybody. It just so happens Friday night was the Latino night, and if anybody wanted to try some material out, you find a new voice there, bro. Okay, even Latinos like this one, then this joke's really good, because they don't even know my fucking name. And that's a problem. When you become a comic, they'll just laugh. You show up and you say, "What's up, everybody?" and they're already laughing.
It's hard, dog, because like you said, sometimes like you show up and then people like already expect you to be funnies, but they don't know, and it's your job to make them funnies, man. And it's like I recently started going to the store and going to all these different places, and I saw some like very famous people. I'm not gonna say who they were, but I know who they were, dog, because I follow comedy. Mm-hmm. But like the people weren't laughing because they didn't know who they were, dog.
Yeah, they don't know who they are, so it's a good place. But now, do they come to laugh? Yes. Are they going to be honest with you? Yes, because they did laugh. They laugh at the good shit. They laugh at the bad. They didn't laugh at the bad shit. Good story, dude. Charley Murfee shows up with Eddie Murphy. Okay, they both show up.
To your show?
Huh?
To your show?
To my show, the Refry show. They showed up. They both show up. Charley and Eddie Murphy. My manager comes to me and says, "Hey, Eddie's here. Eddie Murphy? Yeah, come. He wants to talk to you. We're going to throw this guy up. Charley, his brother." Sure. So I'm hosting the show, so I go up and I say hi to Charley Murphy, and then I said hi to Eddie, and Eddie said, "Can I just sit in the back?" I said, sure. So I set him in the back, and then I go up, and then I introduce, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great guest. This is right after the Chappelle show had ended. Mr. Charley Murfee. And Charlie goes up, and they're loving him. They're like, it's Charley Murfee. And as he starts his jokes, like 3-4 minutes into it, the audience is like, well, where's the jokes?
Like he lost his themes, kind of.
Yeah. They were just like, he's not funny. He's not being funny. He's like, he gets to the point where he's so frustrated they're not laughing. He goes, what the fuck you guys want, man? I'm giving you my big shit. What the fuck you guys want? And somebody in the audience goes, your brother. Bring your brother. And I'm sitting next to Eddie, and Eddie's like, oh my God.
They got him, Doc. They got him.
Eddie gets up and leaves right away. He knew he was gonna bail, and then I go up and just say, all right guys, he's like, good night, and he got the fuck out. But hey, that audience, they'll give it to you. Oh, you're trailing, yeah, but then now be funny. Latinos will hold you accountable. They'll say, okay, now be funny.
It's and everybody's got an opinion of what comedy should be, Doc. Check it out, Doc. When I started doing my comedies, at first I started off saying like little stories and stuff, and then people saw like, hey, you know what? Maybe you should do like one-liners, or just like go straight to the punchlines and stuff like that. And then I started doing that kind of comedies, Doc. And now people are telling me maybe you should do more stories, Doc. People always got an opinion, Doc. What's your take on that, Doc?
Fuck people. fuck everybody's got an opinion. Look at who's giving you the advice, guys. Please, because I did that mistake as a young comic. I was swayed, and you know why we get swayed to do certain things and why you changed? Because you didn't know who the hell you were, and you're so insecure because there is no roadmap. Nobody tells us we're not doctors. There's no school you go to and then you're gonna get a degree and you just get a job. No. It's all on talent. And what is talent? And who says it's funny? And comedy's so subjective. So what the fuck do I do? How if there's no way of measuring comedy, then how the fuck do we know if we're doing it right? You don't. What you do is this. Comedy's subjective, hard work is not. You understand? That's what I did. I switched it over. It's okay, hard work is not. And I kept telling people, I may not be the funniest, but I'm going to outwork everybody. And I'm going to outlive everybody. And here we are. We're going to be 22 years into comedy. You're still interviewing me for some fucking reason, and I'm relevant now. You understand? And it's that type of mentality is just, you just don't give up. You just work, motherfucker. Stop asking when the dream is happening when you haven't even put in any fucking work.
Yeah, well, I the first time I saw you, Doc, it was because you came out on Tom Segura's podcast.
Yeah.
I got a little story to tell you about Tom Segura's, Doc.
Tell me, bro. I want to know.
Hey, Doc, I used to hate on that vato.
On Tom?
Yeah, Doc.
Why?
I don't know, Doc. Like, I seen him on the Joe Rogan show,
mm-hmm.
and he goes, oh, that's my friend Tom Segura. And I look at him, and I'm like, man, he's a comedian, Doc. He don't even looks funny, Doc.
He don't even looks funny, huh?
He doesn't even looks funny, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whatever. So one time I was on the Netflix, right? And I'm like, ball hog. I'm like, whatever, Doc. This was not gonna be funny, right? Man, he blew me away, Doc. He got me, dog. And I was like laughing, and I was like, and then he says that he could speak Spanish, and I go, no, you can't, dog. You don't speak Spanish. He's part Peruvian, dog.
Yeah.
And then he speaks Spanish, and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I like this guy. He speaks Spanish, dog.
And does Spanish comedy.
I know. You're teaching him how to do it.
Yeah, we're touring. We're working on his Spanish special right now with Tom Segura. But yeah, dude, he's really good. And he has such a great rhythm to his comedy. But he found his voice. And that's what I'm telling you. No, I can't tell Tom, oh, you should do this. I can only advise Tom. Hey, Tom, if you said this, they will really connect with you there. And he does that. But other than that, it's his rhythm, it's his mannerisms, it's the way he delivers his material that his audience is used to. So when they hear it in Spanish, they laugh and they go, yes, he still has it. Now, let's go back to the Refry show. Now I tell Tom, okay, your fans that speak Spanish love your comedy because they understand your rhythm and your sarcasm. Now, let's grab you and take you to Tijuana and put you in front of an audience that doesn't know who Tom Segura is.
Yeah.
Now, give them the same jokes. Are they going to laugh the same as your fans do? I guarantee you they're not. And that's where we can make adjustments. See, I can't tell you to make adjustments here where you lose the audience until I have a legit non-biased audience that you can perform in and say, they don't know you, bro. This is just a Spanish-speaking audience. Now kill it. Does it still work? That's what I want to know from Tom. And we haven't done that yet. We've only done Tom Segura is going to do it in Spanish. Would you like to come? And yes, they do show up. People show up. They don't even speak Spanish just because they want to take a picture or say hi to Tom. Or
Tom Segura's.
That's it. But do you understand? So now I'm telling Tom the challenge is putting you in front of a Latino audience that doesn't know Tom and still laugh.
All right, Toms, I got you, dog. You know, from one beginning comic to a guy that's already super chingon comedian. Come to LA with us, dog.
Oh, we got you, bro. Al Maris, al Puerto Escondido. Vamos aquí al Chamizal. Vamos, we'll take you to these places.
That's right, dog.
I got you here. We don't have to go to TJ.
That's right, dog. Why? Don't go all the way to TJ, dog.
Nos ponemos con el Beto el Chistólogo, con Quechechente, te ponemos un show. Dude, I have Spanish shows in LA. I have Spanish shows in Long Beach that we can get Tom on. But whenever Tom one's ready, he says, let's do it.
But we just won't tell nobody's, and then we'll just throw him on there. So
that's the whole point. Okay. That's the whole point. Because if Tom goes to his audience, and that defeats the whole purpose. Don't tell them you're going to be here. We want to throw you up. Nobody knows you're coming, and this audience is just ready for comedy. And here's Tom, and they're going, well, who's Tom?
Hey, you know what? Tom's is like in a perfect situations, dog. You know, like when it comes to like comedies and fames and stuff like that. Because it's like, you know, everybody tells me, hey, little hater, you want to be like a comedian, you want to be famous, and I'm like, nah, dog. I kind of want to be like Tom's, dog. Like where you're like financially like successful, and the people that know you, but you're not like super uber like famous, so like people don't bother you, dog.
Yeah,
that's like the sweet spot right there, dog.
That's a sweet spot, but look, man, it doesn't matter. Are you happy now?
Well, me, yeah, dog.
Okay, no more amount of money will make you any happier. The key is to be happy now. Now. Because money is not going to make you any happier. It's just going to make you more comfortable. But work is not bad. Work is good. You wake up, you have a purpose. You're going to go to work. And you're happy? Good. There's people right now, bro, that how can I tell you this? I know millionaires. I know very successful comedians that are miserable. And I tell these young comics, don't wait to live life. Live life now. Enjoy yourself. Stop, breathe, go. I started playing for a softball team just because I've never did it in the 20 years that I was doing comedy. In those 20 years, I didn't go to birthday parties. In those 20 years, I didn't go to weddings. I didn't go to bautizos. In those 20 years, I didn't see my nieces' birthday parties. So I missed out on a lot of part of my life, not necessarily with my daughter and my wife, but with my other family, that I was so busy. It was always chasing la papa, way, running for the next show to the next show, and maybe they can see me here, so I'm gonna go hang out over there, and so I was so preoccupied with my shit that I never got to really just be a husband, a dad, or like just a regular fucking cousin, you know, a fucking brother, because it was their birthdays. I didn't show up. So my point to you is, I feel like I would have enjoyed it more. I would have enjoyed life a lot more. But at 44, I feel like I still have a lot more time, so I'm doing my shit.
Hey, dog, I don't know. I hate to break it to you, dog, but I see it coming, dog.
What?
Every comedian's got his day, and I see you like being like one of like the top comics, bro. I see you like, I don't know. Have you had a special yet, Doc?
Yes, I had a show in Spanish, a whole series, 8 episodes called Sigue la Risa, that came out on Netflix for 3 years. Then they resold it to Amazon Prime now. It lives there now. I had like 4 specials that I did released through Vanguard and Cine Mexicano. But other than that, no, bro. Like other than that, I don't want to do any more specials like that anymore.
I see you becoming like bigger than that Escamilla guy, Doc.
Escamilla, el señor Escamilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what's his name?
El señor Escamilla. Sí, señor Escamilla is fine.
Franco's, is
sí,
it?
Señor Escamilla.
Yeah,
sí.
That guy, Doc. Yeah, Doc. You know what? Like you said, comedies is whatever. I'm not gonna say it, Doc. Mm-hmm. But I see you becoming like to that level or even more, Doc.
Hey,
for real, Doc.
From your mouth to God's ears, bro. If it happens, like you said, I'm not gonna say no to it. But I understand when it happens, doesn't matter. Am I still happy? That's really what it comes down to, because I already saw the other side of this, man. I already saw the other comedians not be happy when it did happen to them, when they were the man or when they are the man. And I'm like, you're on top and you're still unhappy? Okay, let me rewind. What did I miss out on that I need to? Now I do things that are passionate, that I have passion for. That's it. If I'm not into it, I'm like, oh, fuck that. I'm not doing it. No, I don't want to go. If I didn't want to do this, I would have told you I don't want to do it. Fuck it. What for? I don't want to do it. So now I only do shit that I want to do because I think it's going to be fun, because it's different, because it's out of the norm. That's it.
Yeah, dog. You know, it's different, dog.
Dude, I'm putting together a whole TikTok where me and my brother are investing money in making our kids street vendors. And we're making miniature elotero, miniature fucking palatero, miniature frutero, miniature everything. All our kids are going to have little vending posts. Instead of lemonades, we're going to make them Mexican vendors and create their little carts and have them earn some money.
That's chingon, dog. That's chingon.
Take them to Swami, see, a ver cuánto ganamos.
Hey, you know what, dog? I went to Huntington Beach, and there were like people selling like fruits on the beach, dog, like they do in Mexico. And then I was like, damn, dog, that's a good hustle. I started getting all like, you know, maybe I should be doing that, dog. So hey, you know, that's a possibility.
See,
right there,
I
dog.
would be the guy that then goes and makes a deal with the guys in downtown LA in the fruit market district, and then start negotiating jobs here. All of a sudden, I would have. I have a whole union of fucking workers selling fruit here.
Hey, dog, I started thinking about the same thing, dog. I was there sitting with my lady, and she's all like, maybe we should sell like fruta. And I said, or check it out, dog. How about we get them to sell it for us? And she's all like, what?
What?
And then I'm all like, hey, dog, little haters like next level thinking.
Yeah,
now, dog.
that's chess.
It's
He's
like,
playing chess.
yeah,
He's not playing checkers.
It's like back in the day, I used to be a little like small-minded kind of vato, you know, with the hustle. Now I think of the big papas, you know.
Yeah,
and
bro.
I'm like people be like collecting like collectibles and stuff like that, and I collect stocks, carnal. You know what I'm saying, dog? I'm like, I'm in the big investment, carnal.
Well, you always have to create sleeping money. Sleeping money. What is sleeping? I'm not there. I don't have to touch it. It just generates it. And then once you create enough avenues of income that give you sleeping money, you're done, bro.
It's the hustle,
It's a hustle. As a comedian, you don't have to get a job. But I guarantee you there's 100 million things you can do to just get $50 here, $100 there. But now you're in charge of your own fucking schedule. You can do whatever you want, especially when you don't have any kids, man, and you're not married. Shit, go for it.
Hey, Doug, you also do movies, right? You've done movies in the past.
Yeah. I had a production company back in 2008. I opened it up 2008. We opened up Zula Entertainment, and it just came up that my manager at the time did acquisitions for Cine Mexicano, and he did a lot of purchasing in the U.S. So he said, "Hey, would you like to start producing films?" I said, "What do you mean? If I can convince the board members to give you a bunch of money, would you like to produce your own feature films?" Are you kidding me? I said, what are we talking about? We're talking about $250,000, maybe $250,000. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to give me $250,000 to make movies? He says, yeah, no, not a movie, 10 movies. All right. I didn't do the math, bro. If people are watching this, they understand how much a movie makes. I mean, how much it takes to make a movie. I did 10 feature films with $250,000, and it took me 3 years to complete the 10 feature films. Everything was delivered. Everything got distribution. Desde Primos, Trapped in the 5150, Adrenaline of Love, Hood Vengeance. I can go on and on, man. We had a shitload. Con la misma moneda, Chencho y su grandote. I don't know. I'm losing them right now, but yeah. And I involved all the comedians, man. All the comedians were part of it. Jesus Trejo was in Primos. And at Trap in the 5150, my first feature film. Aurelio and Miguel Bocanegra is a comic there. Robert Zapata is a comic there. And Jesus Trejo is a cholo in there. That was his first feature film, and it got national distribution from coast to coast, bro.
Damn, dog. You're a very talented vato. You're doing like a lot of stuff. You did the movies. You're doing the comedies. You know what? And you have a very interesting past, dog. I know you're a very busy vato, and you gotta go, dog. But before we go, dog, why didn't you tell them like where they could find you, dog? Like your Instagrams, and then if you're producing any other like local shows, like let them know.
Well, pretty soon Sevilla's October 2nd. We're working on getting on a show there. Hit me up on my social media at Richard Comedy on Instagram, or at Richard Villa Comedy on TikTok, or any social media platform you can find. Or my website, just richardvilla.com. My name, richardvilla.com. Takes you to all my social media platforms. You'll see it. We're working on a show in Sevilla's on October the 2nd. And that's going to be a huge, huge event, because I have a lot of friends that also want to come and play with me. big boys. So that's going to be a big show. And then we have a big project working out. Start keeping your eye out for El Sapo. It's going to be a new series that me and my brother are producing. It's a Mexican wrestler. I play El Sapo. And it takes you through the whole journey of discovery, losing, the Rocky story, coming back from nothing.
From nothing, dog. I love it, dog. I'm excited already, dog. I used to love Mexican wrestling when I was a kid, dog.
Oh, you'll love this, bro. It's just comedy. It's literally the wrestler, but with comedy and tragedy all mixed together, bro. But it's funny. It's funny as hell. The guy won't take off his mask. That's the whole thing. The guy will never. He takes a shit with a mask on, takes a shower with a mask on, everything.
He sounds like me with my glasses, dog. All right, dog. There, you heard it first from our guest here, Richard Villa. He's a funny vato. I need everybody. Look, dog. On my subscriber, SAS. There it is, dog. SAS. That's it.
If you want to know the story, if you want to hear the jokes about me selling crack, if you want to hear the stories about being married to a Border Patrol agent, all that shit, go on my social media, and I say it to everybody. If you want to know the real story, like if you go to my TikTok in the beginning, I made it a point. I went back to Compton and I recorded my old house. I recorded my old street. I recorded my old neighborhood. And I hope people that if you were watching this, now that my social media is growing, please confirm that that's where you got real good crack. We didn't sell potato, motherfuckers. That was something we pride ourselves on. We didn't sell potato. And in the 80s, if you smoke crack in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You got your fucking crack. Oh, it's potato. Fuck. We didn't do that. It wasn't us. We gave you good shit.
Oh, man. We're definitely going to have you on.
Oh, I want to come back. As long as they don't arrest, I think the cops are here. The cops are here. Yeah, we got to go.
All right, guys. And with that said, I'll catch you guys a rato.